What is going on, all my Pokemon lovers and investors out there? Hope you guys are doing well. So we are less than 1 week away from the potential biggest set of the Scarlet and Violet era. I'm going to be careful with my words there because this set is absolutely amazing and is jam-packed with so many great cards, besides the evolutions, of course. But in today's video, we're going to look at 2, 3, or 4 cards that I think we need to keep a close eye on while this set releases, not only in Japanese but in English. So with that all being said, let's get into today's picks. So this horrible image that I have up on today's screen, this is the newest evolution from the upcoming set, Terastal Festival and Prismatic Evolutions. It's going to take me a while to say these set names, but in English. But for today, we're going to just be talking about Terastal Festival, just because it's right around the corner, and the cards that we need to keep a close eye on to see if some of the more more of the affordable cards, evolutions, these 2 cards in particular, because I'm just going to zone in on 2 cards, Glaceon and Leafeon, to see if they're even going to move just a little bit. Obviously, it's apples and oranges comparing Japanese cards to English cards, but I think that we can predict the upcoming markets if these 2 cards decide to move. So I really don't like this card right here, the Leafeon from Terastal Festival. I think it's really bad. And there's so many better Leafeon cards in the very recent past. So first one we're gonna go over. This is one I pulled myself. I actually pulled all of these myself. And this is Leafeon V from Evolving Skies. We all know Evolving Skies is an insanely tough set to actually pull anything. So to pull this one is pretty tough, and it makes it that much more special. I mean, right now, the most recent sale is pretty much 90 bucks, which is absolutely crazy. I remember when these cards were just sitting there for so long because everyone was paying attention to just the alt arts, and then it seemed like once those began to really rise, these took off like overnight. We have to remember that there is so many collectors that focus in on these big alt arts or big SARs, and then they do start to fill out the other holes in their collection, like this one right here, like the V, all the Vs from Evolving Skies, etc. We can go down the line, and it's even going to go down the line as far as sets, past sets. And just with more eyes with this new evolution set, there's going to be more eyes on these old evolution cards, I personally believe. So if you want to get in right now for this card, like I said, you're going to be paying pretty much 90 bucks. And this one is a must own. I just like this art better. I don't need super crazy alternative arts or SARs. For my personal collection, if I pull some of these cards, great, you know, I'm not going to complain, obviously, but I just prefer the more simple art. And then the other star, I personally believe this is the best Leafeon card we've ever gotten, and I just never understood why this card was so darn cheap. I mean, I do understand to an extent, because there's just so many copies of this card. There's so many products of Crown Zenith that are still out there, and people are still ripping Crown Zenith to this day. Amazing set, such an amazing, fun set that Pokemon gifted us towards the end of the year to just say, hey, thank you for spending hundreds and thousands of dollars on Evolving Skies playing nothing, so we're gonna give you guys, you know, something. That's how I took Crown Zenith. And this is a card that has just blew me away, not only because it put Leafeon in a very realistic vibe, you know, kind of like at someone's house, how it would just be chilling on a workbench, etc. But the borders were very different. Just Crown Zenith knocked this one out of the park. Just insane. And this card, if it got released in the Scarlet and Violet era, it'd probably be a special art rare, I personally believe. And I'm very curious to see how the diehard Leafeon and Glaceon fans are going to like these new Terastal Festival crowns and the scheme. If let's just say that this card easier to pull, which more than likely isn't going to be the case. These things are probably going to be insanely hard to pull, but we don't know. We literally just don't know. I could see that Leafeon card sitting at $100, which is still a great price point. It's not obviously Crown Zenith, but with But once we see Prismatic Evolutions come out, and then we get to test the Japanese market and Terastal Festival to see where these cards sit, I think we can make a pretty safe prediction to a lot of these cards. And I personally believe, I really believe that these two cards from Crown Zenith and from Evolving Skies are going to see an uptick. I'm not trying to induce FOMO. I'll tell you guys to buy right now. I know the title and the thumbnail kind of insinuates that, but just definitely look at buying these sooner than later, before we see the major pumps. I missed out on so many cards thinking that they were always not going to have these eyes on them, and then once they do, it's over. You're going to pay 2, 3, 4x for these cards. So again, better late than never. Another card I wanted to look at, because we have the Glaceon again right here, Glaceon in the new Terastal Festival. I love the Glaceon. I think it's the best one, minus the Moonbryon, the new Moonbryon, the Umbreon, of course. But Glaceon right here looks amazing. I think they did such an amazing job. The crowns, the Stellar Crown doesn't look too, out of pocket. It does look good with the rainbow borders, where the other ones, they seems like it kind of clashes, like the Flareon, in my personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Am I tripping? Is this not the second best card on as far as like the Eeveelutions? I love this card. I think they knocked it out of the park. But again, once these start moving, I know the other ones are gonna start moving. And I say this because I've done the same thing. When I first got back into the hobby, you discover, let's say, Giratina, the new Giratina artwork, right? Like, wow, the Giratina from Lost Origin is a great card. I wonder what other cards I missed that were great Giratina cards from past sets. That's just how it goes. And then it snowballs. I talk about it, other PokeTubers talk about it, other people in Discord talk about it, and then it's just a snowball effect. So this card was sitting at the sub $20 for so long. Let's see what this chart is doing in the 1 year mark. Yeah, 20, like what is that, 18 bucks? That's what I'm saying, 18 bucks, and now we're just, well, it did have a giant uptick in May, so thank God we're not there. But the 1 month mark, I mean, you can pick one up, most recent sale, 34 bucks. And you could find them for a lot cheaper than that. Near mint hollow, 20 bucks. 15 heavily played. Ugh, don't really want that. Damage hollow foil. You're gonna pay that. Let's see the view more details. Last sold as listing with photos, condition, near mint hollows. Okay, so we're gonna pay 25 bucks, 25-ish bucks. It's a great card. I know it does have that little like 3D rendering effect to it. It's a style card. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but if you're a Glaceon fan, this was a big card for us. The Galarian Gallery was such a special time in Pokemon. I absolutely love the Galarian Gallery. Crown Zenith just knocked out of the park again. I'm gonna give it its flowers over and over again. And lastly, I tease this on my community posts. If you guys don't follow my community posts, I post memes in there, I post cards, info. I tease this one, making a video about the Glaceon V. This right here, guys, I'm gonna say it over and over again. This is my favorite card from Evolving Skies. I'm gonna say this over and over, and so it's ingrained into our minds that this card is so sick. It's just playful. It reminds me of like a puppy. I talked about it on the podcast at ends. I love this card, and for it to be, at the $95 mark, it's crazy. Most recent sold 28 bucks. That's a fluke, obviously. A few more details. Yeah, 94, 86. It's all over the place, but it's going nothing but up from here. And I think that's, it's hit its all-time high, 101, around there. This card should be at $150. I pulled this one on a opening video. I'm gonna leave that right around here actually, and I didn't even know what I pulled. I was like, oh, a Glaceon card, cool. And I just set it to the side, and then I don't know what happened. And then one of my commenters were like, dude, you pulled Glaceon V, and I was like, wait, what? I thought I just pulled like a normal Glaceon, the basic V, and it was this card. And I was like, wow, I completely blew it because it was so new to me, and I was moving so fast. But yeah. Cannot give this card enough flowers. At $95, $90, I scoop it up before it goes back to that $100 mark. And I think that's it will go back and will repeat. History always repeats itself. And it's getting to the point with the Evolving Skies, with Evolving Skies being so expensive. That booster box is going to be $1,000 very, very soon. If it, from the time of recording, it's not, but it could be very soon. And is this the singles going to rise with it? People are going to want to complete that master set and not pay, you know, to open the booster boxes. And just the more the set goes up, the more even these mid-level, you know, alternative arts are going to rise. So better to scoop these up now so we don't pay for it later. I am going to make a Japanese equivalent video of these cards. I may do a EV Heroes checkup for the channel this next week. It's just as we get closer to Terastal Festival, it's good to check up on these Eeveelutions right before the boom. So stay tuned for that. So again, I am so excited for this set this Friday. I don't have any pre-orders. I'm just gonna wait until, you know, the smoke has settled. And if you guys love videos like this, I'm gonna link another one right around here talking about the market, stuff like that. And until tomorrow, I will catch you guys with a fresh new video. Peace out.